Let's take a look at the chart action for Bitcoin. Okay, so here's what we were looking at in yesterday's video. We are on the 4-hour time frame and we had resistance right here, resistance right here. We had support right here and we had support right here. I was watching these two trend lines and we're getting like this triangle pattern, and I was waiting for a breakout to the upside or to the downside, and it looks like we got a breakout to the upside. So what I was doing is targeting from the top to the bottom of this triangle, something like this. And I'm targeting this area right here because we have contact right here, contact right here, and contact right here. I like to get right in between the middle of it, and then I also like to be a little bit conservative on the triangle in general. You could probably target from right here to right here, or some people might do that, but I kind of like being in between the contact areas and being a little more conservative about it and kind of targeting in the middle of the thing. And like I said, using the contacts, I think that's one of the main important things. I got a question about that and I just kind of wanted to clear that up. But we drag this to the breakout and then we look at the target and it's sitting around 44,069. It's a little bit past this previous resistance right here, which is another kind of level that I'm looking at. This one is sitting at around 43,446. I think if we could break this level right here, sitting at around 43,400 or 43,500 around there. Generally, if we could break out of this little trading zone, then maybe we can look at this little zone right here, or maybe this one up here. This one, at the top of this one, is sitting around 47,949. The top of this one is sitting around 51,483. If we zoom out, this is another thing that I've been looking at, is we had support down here and we had support down here. We're on the daily time frame now. We're dragging a trend line, something like this. I was looking at this trend line and I was hoping that we could get support on it. I've been in general talking about how I just want to stay above 40,000 in general because this is previous low right here, and that's pretty much what we've been doing. We pretty much got a little wick right down. We wicked down a little bit, but we've been holding support in this trend line so far, and it looks like we're getting a little bounce right now. Let's go ahead and delete everything. The other thing I'm looking at is the 9 moving average. Right now, it does look like we're coming up to test it. We're still below it, which I don't really care for, but once we break above it, that'll be a good signal. And usually when we do break these, we get a nice little candle. So if we could break above this, we'll probably get a nice little candle. Hopefully we can stay above it, start getting support on it instead of getting resistance on it. Because right here we're getting resistance. When we're above it, you can get some support on it. Right here we're bouncing on top of it because we're above it. Right here we're below it. So getting pushed down, getting pushed up. So that's basically one of the big things I like to look at is the 9 moving average. Where are we sitting at on the 9 moving average? Right now it looks like we're getting some momentum coming in to push it up. If we go back to the weekly time frame, this is another thing that's I've been really skeptical on. I mean, like, this is one thing that's been kind of making me a little more skeptical though, is we're still below the 9 moving average on the weekly time frame. Hopefully we can come up, test it, and break through it. Like I've also been talking about, if we could break through the daily 9 moving average, if we could break through here on the daily 9 moving average and stay above there, I think we even want to shoot for this 180 moving average right here too, this orange one, because if we could break through these ones, then maybe we can start. Then maybe it'll be more possible to be able to break through this one on the weekly time frame. The weekly one is, I think, more important in general, but I think first step is the daily. So yeah, it's looking pretty good right now. I think in general though, still we have resistance, resistance, resistance. So we're still going to have to be a little skeptical on what's going on until we break this line right here. This is just my opinion. This is what I'm thinking. Until we break this line right here, this trend line, going to the upside, then I'm still going to be a little skeptical what happens when we come up over here. I was thinking that we might be getting some volatility right now, and it looks like we're kind of already starting to do that. I was wondering if we're going to get support right here and then come up, get rejected, and then push back down and have to retest it a couple times. I'm not sure. We're going to have to wait and see. Hopefully we could just break right through it, but I'm kind of skeptical because we still have this trend line and we still have not broken above it. Once we do, then I'll get a little more confident. Maybe we could come up here, then we can start coming up here. But until then I'm still going to be a little bit curious. Like I said, I think there might be a little bit of volatility. We might have to test it a couple times, but let's wait and see what happens. As long as we're above this level, I am totally fine. But if we break below that, then I'm going to start looking at 30,000. This previous support down here, sitting around 30,000. So yeah, that's just what my opinion is. If we jump over to the total crypto market cap, let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick as well. I was looking at this yesterday. And we're basically in this falling channel right now. We're bouncing in between these two trend lines. We have resistance, 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 support, support. It looks like we're getting some support right now. And I talked about this yesterday in my video. We're still trending down, but we're coming into that support right now. And I was wondering if we're going to be able to get a bounce and maybe get a pop up. And that's why I'm also thinking we still haven't broken this downtrend right here. If we could break above this, then I'll get a lot more confident. Maybe we could start targeting previous resistance levels. But until then, until we break above it, I'm going to be kind of skeptical and maybe assume that it might give us rejection or it might give us resistance. We're going to have to wait and see. In general, though, we are trending down in this falling channel. Once we break above this, then that'll be our bullish signal. And like I've been talking about, I was kind of targeting this level down here at around 1.82 trillion. We pretty much wicked down there, and now we're getting a bounce. I'm kind of curious if we're going to be able to break through right now. Let's go ahead and draw a line, something like this. I'm kind of curious if we're going to get a bounce and then break through right now, or if we're going to get rejected and have to come back in town and maybe test that a couple times, or I don't know. I'm thinking there might be some volatility, but if we break right through it, then that'll be even better. So yeah. So like I said at the beginning, we're on the 4-hour time frame of Bitcoin chart now, and we have this triangle pattern. We got to break out to the upside. Let's see if we can come up, hit this target of around 44,185 approximately. We also have this resistance right here sitting at around 43,457. So this level I want to see us break. If we could break this level too, I mean, it's just, we have the other thing we could probably look at is we have some support right here and support right here. Let's go ahead and delete this stuff right here, and we can draw a trend line, something like this. So until we break this uptrend going to the downside, then we can kind of look for it as support, and maybe we could get bounces on it and get pushed to the upside from this trend line, something like that. We'll have to wait and see, but that's one thing that I'll be looking at. So let's see if we can come up and hit this target around 44,000. Let me know what your guys' price targets or analysis is in the comments. If you have any questions, check out my Discord. If you want to support the channel, go sign up to my Patreon, or you can send me Dogecoin. The wallet is in the description. If you're new to trading and wondering where to get started, check out this playlist right here. It's an intro and trading view, and it'll help you follow along with the videos. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.